So solar energy, it's kind of interesting. That's simple and complex at the same time. So the solar panels themselves are just soaking in the sunlight, right? The same way as it would be hitting your roof, now it's hitting the solar panels. And what happens there is those absorb the sun, and that creates a DC electricity. And so DC power is not what our homes actually run off of. So we've got to convert that power into AC. That's what we actually run our homes off of. So then you have some kind of an inverter. There's two types of inverters. There's a string inverter where you wire all the panels and string them together to one big inverter, or your other option is microinverters, which are going to convert the power at an individual panel level. There can be advantages to either one of these systems. The majority of what we do are microinverter setups, but either direction, that's what's converting the power that is then going to run down and run into your electrical panel, where it can power your home, and then can also run back any additional power you create through the meter back into the grid, so that you get credit from your utility company.
So you always have your mounting, the rails that the solar panels actually mount to, and the mounts. So that would be first and foremost, you need those to enable to get them on the roof. The next thing would be the inverter type, which either be a string inverter or microinverters. Then you would have your solar panels. Then you would have a combiner box, a disconnect, then just conduit, wire, breakers, stuff like that.
Underneath the panels, you're going to have two different things. You're going to have the microinverters, if it's a microinverter system, that are actually going to convert the power from DC, which is what the panel's absorbing, and turn that into AC, which is what our homes actually run off of. The microinverters are connected together with wiring that's then going to drop down into your attic and then run out to your meter or your electrical panel.
The best placement for solar panels is on a south-facing roof. This will get you the most direct sunlight for the longest period of time during the day.
Especially you get a nice 6 or 7, 12 slope in a south position, that's always going to shine much more than any other slope.
We can also place panels on east and west facing roofs, as long as the pitch isn't too high that would impact the shading during the morning or afternoon.
Your sun comes up in the east and drops in the west, so therefore the east does great in the morning, then kind of dies out as the day goes. The west obviously does the best in the second half of the day. North is pretty much a no-no. Just like you see a north side of the house, that's where you're always growing like your algae and your mold, because it doesn't really get sun. So that's why we stay away from the north slopes.
The biggest thing is making sure that we have done a complete shading analysis to ensure that you're going to get the maximum production out of your panels. The last thing we want to do is to put panels on your roof that will not provide you the most production, or that you're paying for panels that are not going to get you the production that you need to cover your utility usage.
Energy production is going to vary depending on a number of factors. That's one of the things that we look at when we come out to your home. We can also find it with satellite images for a lot of properties, but we're looking at the pitch of your roof, the direction of the roof faces you have available, if there's shading factors that are going to come into play when we're putting that together. So all those factors kind of put together how much power we can actually produce, along with how much space we have to fit however many number of panels on your rooftop.
For more information, please visit www.sunsent.com. That's SUNSENT.com.